and it should lead you to this particular page. Now, I am on a Linux-based system. I use Ubuntu 20.04, so I would download it from here. But for a Linux, there's a separate installation system. We'll get back to that later. But I'm assuming every one of you is on Windows, which means all you have to do is just download this particular exe file. It says basic mictech 21.6.exe. It's around 128 MB here. All you have to do is just download it. It downloads that executable file, and then you have to install it by your basic installation process. You just click on that when it downloads, and then it installs everything. Just proceed with everything. You don't have to change any settings at all. Install with whatever it asks you to do it, right? And this takes care of installing LaTeX compiler in a sense. Right now, what we need is a place to write our code, for which I will open a new tab. And the software, like I said, is going to be TechMaker. So this is the symbol for TechMaker. So in case you're confused as to which software it is, it's a grayish square symbol which says TechMaker with the settings logo at the bottom right. It's the very first link which says xm1math.net. So we're going to head over to TechMaker. And here again, you can see there's a download version 5.1.2. You just click on download, it downloads an executable file, and then you run the installation. Now, one piece of advice that I would like to give everyone here is first finish installing mictech completely, and then go ahead and install TechMaker, right? Do not go in the reverse order where you install TechMaker first and then install mictech. Reason being, we have faced issues before where your LaTeX wasn't installed properly, and so wherever you write your LaTeX code on TechMaker, it doesn't run it properly. It says that maybe LaTeX is not installed properly because mictech was installed after installing your editor, right? So my suggestion to you is install mictech first, download this, run the executable file, finish the entire installation, and then download TechMaker and then install TechMaker. That's my suggestion to you guys. Now, if you're not comfortable with working offline, right? So mictech and TechMaker together help you work offline on LaTeX. But if you're not comfortable with that, and you don't want to download two separate things, there's a very simple solution. You can work online. And just, how you go about that is going to Overleaf. If you've already heard of it, Overleaf is an online LaTeX editor. So I'm going to head over to Overleaf here. And you're supposed to register. So I have used register using Google. So I'm just going to log in. You'll have to make your account, right? You'll have to log in with Google. So that's what I'm going to do. I hope I remember my password. Oh, no, I don't. All right, never mind. So I'm just going to log in with Google. That's my account. And you see, I have been working on quite a lot of projects, but if you've logged in properly, if you've registered yourself with an account and everything, you will see a blank page here. And you can just click on new project and click on blank project. You can give your project a name. I'm going to call this September LaTeX. And I'm going to click on create. It takes some time to get ready with the whole thing, and there we go. So here on the left side, this entire part that you see is, I'm going to probably zoom in for a while, right? So this part that you see where you can see a little bit of text, document class, article, blah, blah, blah. We'll get back to that once we're starting off with actual LaTeX stuff. But this part acts as the editor, for which we install TechMaker in the case of offline versions. And on the right side, I'll zoom out now. On the right side is your compiled LaTeX document, right? So your right side acts as the compiler, hence the recompile here on top. And the left side acts as the editor, where you can type in your LaTeX codes and compile it again to get your LaTeX output. That's about it for installation, right? So if you prefer working offline, then it's downloading and installing mictech first, which acts as your compiler. Then downloading and installing TechMaker, which acts as your editor. And if you don't prefer offline, but if you prefer working online, then there's Overleaf, for which you're supposed to register using any one of your social media accounts, or you can register in the normal way. And you click on new project and you can start a new project. And this is how it looks. Now, let me just show you how basic TechMaker screen looks like.
Vikrant, do you want to just pause to check if everyone's done it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I've been going on. So any doubts so far? Right, you can go ahead with the installation process later on, but so far, do you have any questions?
If some of you have already started installation process, and if you're finding something troubling, you can ask that.
Is it downloadable in mobile?
Not exactly. There is an app for mobile. Let me just check out if it's, and I'm not sure if it's there for Apple, but for Android.
Yes, for Android.
I forgot. Yeah, there's one particular application that beats the others for LaTeX. Let me just tell you the name of that. It's called Verb Tech, right? VERB Tech. Let me see if I can see that on. It's probably this one. Yes. So this is one application that works pretty well on phone. But the only problem is every time you recompile your document, you get a new PDF. And that's sort of space exhaustive, right? Because every small change that you make in your code, you get a new PDF altogether. So if you make like 5 changes, you get 5 different PDFs. So that's kind of exhausting for phones. So yeah.
Thank you.
Sure, no problem. Any other questions so far? Does MikTeX and TechMaker have any benefit over Overleaf? Not at all. MikTeX and TechMaker combined is just for the people who prefer working offline, because I personally have bad internet at times. So I wouldn't want to sort of lose data sometimes if I don't compile it every 5 minutes or so. Although Overleaf again gives you that benefit where it auto saves your document, and so does TechMaker. So all in all, there's no much difference apart from the fact that MikTeX and TechMaker are for offline, whereas Overleaf is online. There's literally no other difference. All right. Any other question? Okay. Tanmay says, can you explain the Overleaf process? All right, sure. Let me just go over Overleaf again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to log out. And I'll come fresh from a new tab. All right, so I'm going to head over to a new tab and I'll just type Overleaf. And so it's the first link, overleaf.com. I'm going to click on that and we see this page right here. And on the top right, there's a login page. If you haven't already made an account, then you would choose register. But I've already registered, so I'm going to go ahead and click on login. I have logged in through Google. Right, so I'm going to log in with Google. You can also register yourself using Google, so that's sort of convenient in a sense, right? And once you've done that, you see this page. You might not have any project in between, but if you want to start a new project, you click on New Project at the top left, right here, and you can click on Blank Project. It asks you for a project name, right? So I'm going to get rid of this first. And I will do that process again for you. So we're going to go on New Project and I am going to click on Blank Project and I'll name this as Sept, which is September, LaTeX, right? And I'm going to go ahead and click on Create. It loads the entire thing and here is what you have, right? So on the left side again, this is your editor where you can write your LaTeX code. So I'm just going to write something here. It might be too small for you to see for some reason, but okay. So I'm just going to type hello world under the section introduction, right? And once I've written that, you see there's nothing here. So in order for me to see that, I'm going to click on recompile. And there we go. We have a hello world there, right? So that's a brief overleaf process. But don't worry about this right now. Once we start working with actual LaTeX and see all of that, we will go through this in greater detail. I hope that clears your question, Tanmay. I hope that's fine now. Just come back here. All right. Any other questions that I can answer?
Yeah, I have a question. Is
Sure.
overleaf and the MIG is different, or they are same, but one is offline, one is online?
Sorry, I didn't get that question. Can you please repeat it?
Uh, Overleaf and the MIG, are they different or they same?
No, they're the same things, but MIGTech helps you work offline. That's it.
Okay.
It's like how you cannot use Python on your computer without installing Python before. It's the same thing, right? You install MIGTech so that you can work on LaTeX, work with LaTeX on your computer without internet. That's about it.
Okay. Is it same like codes we apply to?
Yeah, it's absolutely same, right? There's no difference at all. In fact, the things that you see on LaTeX here, document class, use package, title, author, and so on and so forth, it's going to be the exact same thing, right? So on TechMaker, whatever code you write, you can just copy paste it here and you get the exact same output. There's absolutely no difference at all.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Right. Any other questions? All right. If that's the case, then I'll just show you how TechMaker blank screen looks like. This is how TechMaker blank screen looks like, but let me just show you the process of getting there. So I'm gonna hit on Windows. I'm gonna type TechMaker. That's there. So like I said, it's the gray color symbol with the settings logo at the bottom right. I'm gonna click on that, and it's opened here. So this is a very blank screen. There's absolutely nothing going on here, right? So if we want to start working on a new document, we go ahead and click on File and so on and so forth. But that's not necessary for now, right? We'll just focus on installing both of these and just make sure that it's done. One thing that I should emphasize here is to make sure that you check if your MIGTech installation has been successfully done or not. Right? You want to make sure that your MIGTech is successfully installed on your computers, for which is anyone using Mac here? Anyone who's using Mac? You could just raise your hands probably if anyone's on a Apple computer. Or Linux, Ubuntu, or any other OS other than Windows. Okay, so I think it's safe to assume that everyone uses Windows. Tanmay, yes, which one do you use? I see your hands raised. Linux, okay, no problem, no problem. So I think it's safe to assume that everyone else here uses Windows. It's the same thing, right? I just wanted to make sure if there are other people here. So what essentially you would like to do is you might want to note this down in a notebook or something and then do it after your installation and everything else is complete. So what you want to do is go over to your start menu, right? This is how my start menu looks like. And in my case, in Linux, it's called terminal. But for the case of Windows, you call it the command prompt. So you would type CMD in your start menu. And once you see once you see that, run your CMD as an administrator. Right? You would see an option in your start menu where you can run your CMD as an administrator. Do that. And once your black screen opens up, for me, it's a purple screen here on Linux, but essentially it's the same thing there. Your CMD gives you a black screen, and there's that C users and so on and so forth. You don't have to worry about that, right? Once that is done, the first thing that you want to do, you might want to note this down in a notebook or something, and then do it later, is you type CD, small CD. Let me see if I can zoom this. I hope it's visible enough. The text is not too small. Can someone confirm if it's big enough for you to read?
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Abhishek. Right, so what you want to do is type CD and then capital D, desktop, and hit on enter. And you should see your C/user/blah blah desktop, right? So basically you've come to your desktop directory on your computer. And after you've installed it, after your MikTeX installation is complete, this doesn't apply if you want to work on Overleaf, right? It doesn't apply for that, but only if you have installed MikTeX and you want to ensure that your MikTeX is installed properly. What you want to do is type PDF LaTeX, no gaps, and then sample 2E, right? PDF LaTeX, no gaps, and one space, and sample 2E, and then click on enter. Now you see it runs through a lot of things. You don't have to worry about that. But what matters is the last two lines, right? It says output written on sample2e.pdf, and it says transcript written on sample2e.log. Right? Now this is what matters to us. If you see these, if you see the fact that output is written, that means your MikTeX is installed properly. Right? That means your LaTeX compiler is working properly. And what this code does, what this PDF LaTeX sample 2e does, is it runs an example LaTeX document. Right? It's something that comes with MikTeX by default. It's an example document, a sample document, hence the name sample. Right? And PDF LaTeX is the name of the actual compiler that builds your LaTeX document, that builds your PDF. Right? So PDF LaTeX is the thing that actually builds your LaTeX PDF. And towards the end, we see that the output is written on sample2e.pdf. Now, remember that we were in the desktop directory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to my desktop. This is my desktop. And here I see that there are three files here, which says sample2e.log, sample2e.aux, and the most important, sample2e.pdf. So if your MikTeX has installed properly, then on your desktop, since we've done this on the desktop directory, you should be able to see these three things. And we'll just open sample2e.pdf, and you should see a document, an example document by Leslie Lamport. And it just has a few things. Right? This is proof that your MikTeX is working properly. So that's how you check it. So I'm just going to put the instructions on the chat box. Step 1, open CMD as admin. Step 2, cd type cd desktop. Step 3, type PDF LaTeX sample 2e. And step 4 is check for sample 2e.pdf on desktop. I will later put this on the Telegram group as well, so that you guys can make sure that it's working. And in case your installation isn't successful, you can reach out to us on the Telegram group, and we will get back to you with the solution to your problem. Right. Tanmay, you can put your hand down if there's no further questions. And if there are any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask. That's about it with the installation process. So all you have to do is, if you want to work offline, you have to install MikTeX and TechMaker. Or if you prefer working online, then you just have to register yourself on Overleaf and start a new project, and that's about it. Right. For those who are installing MikTeX for the offline version, you just have to do this entire process to verify if your installation is successful or not. And for any further queries, you can unmute yourselves right now, or later you can ask your questions on the group. That's about it. Yeah, so if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. If not, I think, Sagar, we can move ahead. Or Sitara, if there's anything else that you'd like to add.
Yeah, thank you, Vikrant. That was really quick and complete, and I hope all of you were able to follow through. I think some of you guys joined late. I'm not sure at what point you joined. On the chat box, if you are facing any problem with installation, can you just let us know?
Right, so I'm going to stop sharing for now because my net is a little bad.
Yeah,
But if someone needs any help, I'll be happy to share it again and show it to you.
Okay, looks like there's nobody with an installation problem for now. So I think if you have any other bugs later or you're facing troubles, we can obviously address those issues later on. So for now, we will close in another 3 to 4 minutes. One last thing from my side is scroll up on the chat box to the Google Sheet that we have shared, where you're supposed to put down your project topic, right? Nakshatra Sciences account has sent that. Now, if you're on that page, the way we are going to do this is everyone can see everybody else's research interests, and only 2 teams are sure about their buddies. Okay. So what you're going to do is, if you know your topic, topic actually is the wrong, we can say, okay, let's just call it topic. Topic does not mean you know the specific problem statement or title. Okay. So topic just means particular subject area that you wish to work on. But you can be slightly more detailed. Linguistics, for example, you can write linguistics hyphen Sanskrit phonetics, right? So try to be slightly more detailed that way. Now, all of you, what you can start doing is just go to any team name. If you already know what topic you want to work on, put your name into buddy one and put your topic. Okay. Now, if somebody else finds your name and your topic appropriate, they can assign themselves to your team. Okay. So all of you start doing that. We can later eliminate the repetitions or whatever that is. So first start filling in the topic of your interest and put your name into buddy one and just keep it there. Others, if they are interested, will assign themselves to your group. We are just going to stay on call for the next 4 to 5 minutes. Take your time. Okay, I see astrophysics, Prerna. Again, can you add a layer of specificity to that if possible? Like, do you have already some preliminary idea for what you want to work on? Can you write astrophysics hyphen, neutron stars? It doesn't have to be very particular, but or maybe observational astro, or at least the vague domain under which you want to work on. That will help the others decide. So yeah, Anirudh, that works. Thank you. Okay, I don't see anybody else filling in the topics. Please take the initiative and just put in whatever topic you want to work on and your name.